is some things I want to talk about because there's something big happening tomorrow, and a few of us have been told, a lot of us been told to sit it out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've been told to sit it out. So there is this protest that's going on against President Trump and some of the actions that he has done so far in his first 100 days. And, you know, we've been told to sit out. So I want to just kind of talk to the panel and see what their thoughts are about that, you know, about, you know, the American people, the African-American people, the Black community sitting this situation out and letting those that are going through FAFO figure out what's going on with their choice.
I mean, why not? We've been fighting all this time. Who had our back? Who been fighting with us? And every time we did fight, they made it look like we were being thugs and bullies and tearing up the place. But that wasn't us. Right. It was people added to the supposed to be the cause, you know? So yeah, sit this one out. Let them go ahead and do what they go do. They go either tear it up. They go either get it. They're not gonna get arrested. They probably go slap them on the wrist, tell them to go home because they not us. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, because I think everybody from that January 6th, then they all get parted. Everybody,
yes, they did.
They got parted.
So everybody got parted. Okay, yeah. So why should we come and help anybody do anything when we're always made to be the bad person? That's my thoughts, though.
Kelly, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I believe everyone has a voice. Everyone has the right to use a voice. But I concur that I think they should sit this one out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Chris?
Well, for me, I think that the best way we can always protest as African Americans is always through our dollar. The Black dollar is always strong.
Facts.
So us getting out there and protesting and shouting and screaming, that's not really going to do anything.
At all.
It's when you see stuff happen is when we shut down and we weren't shopping at the big name places. That's where our money, that's where, you know, the buck meets the road type of thing, that it makes sense. It just going out there yelling and stuff like that. That's not it. And it's never peaceful for us. And we usually take the brunt of it. You know, you got the young people in the streets getting shot, killed, hurt and stuff like that. It's not like the days of old with the civil rights where we could respectfully protest. And even then stuff was happening.
Yeah.
So I think our best bet as a community is to do it through our financials, through the dollars. The economic is where we hit people hard.
They expect all that other stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and I agree with that. And the prime example with that is when you look at Target. You know, Target's stock price has went down. Target has lost billions and billions of dollars because they canceled their DE&I program. And it looks like that they still haven't learned their lesson. Yeah. It doesn't look like they're trying to bring it back anytime soon. Their board member stakeholders are upset because they haven't made any moves whatsoever. They have lost all kind of foot traffic. And Chris, to your point, that is the power of the Black dollar. No, yes, when Black people start taking their money out of the situation, then companies begin to hurt. You know, we spend the most money on pretty much everything from alcohol to clothes. You start putting that Black dollar out. Just imagine how that money looks if we put it and just kind of circle it back into our own community, the wealth that we could build if we did that. And I think that is the next move that we need to focus on in 2025, going into 2026, is taking that money and building our community back up or up even further so we can kind of take it out of, you know, Caucasian people's hand.
But I wonder why that is. We've been struggling to do this for years, but we just can't seem to get out of our own way to do it.
Because some of them overpriced.
I was just about to say that. I said because
those are facts.
And the customer service is bad.
That too. We know when we're in a jam. Oh, they're in a jam. That's 30. Bid up to 60. They go pay it. You know what I'm saying? And then when you come in, they looking at you like, why you here?
And I think, honestly, it's a systematic mindset, too. Sometimes people assume that when you go to Caucasians, you automatically going to get better service, better products.
Yes.
So we have to upcharge to compete with that mentality. And then we've been taught throughout the years to always compete against each other because it's a struggle mentality. So which is the topic at hand is coming up, if we start teaching our youth at a young age to change their mindset and that you too can be privileged, then that takes away that systematic thing that I always got to fight for everything I get. You know, so I think we always feel like we got to compete with everybody else. Where if you look back on Black Wall Street, the reason why it worked, the reason why the black dollar was so strong, because they all worked together because we had a common goal.
It did.
Right.
Now everybody now is like, okay, well, no,
I'm
let
off
me
of
get
me.
up, let me get up, let me get
Mhm.
up, you know.
And
Wouldn't that be good if we could get another Black Wall Street?
It's beautiful.
it would.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It would.
But you got to get at least 2 people to agree on the same thing and don't have no hidden agenda.
Exactly.
But it's only in our culture. You see other cultures, you see Indian people, they'll all live in one house together.
Mm-hmm.
Asians,
And each one of them build up,
Orientals.
build out, go off
Mhm.
and get their own money. Like in me
Mhm.
doing my business, you go to an African American wedding and people putting $20, $50 in a card. That's nothing to help a new couple starting out.
Nah.
You go to a
nah.
Chaldean wedding, they sit a big chest in the middle of the floor, and
Hey,
each family
yep.
represented there has to put $5,000, $50,000 in that
Facts.
chest.
Mhm.
Facts.
And that
Mhm.
starts out that family, that couple on the right path. Like
Exactly.
now you got enough money to buy a home, you got savings. You're starting out how a couple's supposed to start out. You know, not going into a marriage in debt, which most African American couples do, because they done paid
That big
$20,000 for a
Yep.
wedding
Mm-hmm.
and don't have nothing to show for it after that.
Do you know if you ask somebody at a black wedding, hey, bring $10,000, we're gonna get to the wedding to
Look like you
the
crazy.
they're gonna say, what?
I'm like, I ain't getting married.
I ain't coming.
I
That's
ain't
what they're
coming.
gonna say. I'm gonna say,
Correct.
yeah, I ain't coming. Don't
I
even worry
heard it.
about it.
Oh, you tripping.
Take that invite back.
That's why I'm planning on having no wedding. So
Is that the only reason?
No, that ain't the only reason. Shoot. 30 seconds, I beat it.
I don't like y'all though. I don't like y'all. All right.